Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. And if you didn't see my last video, happy new year. My name is Shalia if you guys are brand spanking new here. Today I'm bringing you guys a beautiful tutorial. This is the look that I created. I am going out this evening, and so I figured what better time to film a video than for date night. You know, and this look is great even if you're not going on a date, even if you're just going out to hang with the girls or the boys or whatever. This is what I came up with today. So this is what I'm gonna be rocking this evening. Hopefully, you know, you guys like it. Anyway, before we go ahead and jump right into this video, please don't forget to scroll down and find the subscribe button and go ahead and click it so you guys subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to click the bell so that you guys get notified as soon as I post something brand new, as I don't want you guys to miss a single beat. And without further ado, let's go ahead and let's jump into this video. So we're gonna go ahead and just get started with the eyes. I already did my brows. I used a combination, which has been like my new go-to, which is a combination of my Benefit, oh my god, I can't remember what it's called right now. My Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, and then also my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow. I've been kind of dipping back and forth, and that seems to be my jam as of late. And then of course I prime my eyelids with my P. Louise eyeshadow base with nothing underneath. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's zoom on in and let's get started with the eyes. So this is the eye right here that I'm gonna go ahead and do on camera. The other one I'm gonna do off camera in just a second. So we're gonna keep the focus right in this area, obvi. So we're gonna go ahead and get started in the James Charles palette. I'm gonna be using this shade right here. And this brush is a Morphe M461. I like this brush because it is a fluffier brush. So we're gonna just build right here in this outer corner, keeping it super out here. And then bringing the leftover product into that inner corner, but obviously drastically less product. Keep building that up. Alright, so going back into the palette, we're going to dip right into this shade right here. And this time I'm using a MAC 217 brush. And then I'm just taking this color and I'm buffing it along the edges of that color that we just put down. Next I'm going back into that first color. I don't know what just happened to my voice. But we're going back into that first color and we are using the same 217 and we're just building it up in the outer corner. That's all I'm doing right now. So next, using that same brush, I'm going right into this shade right here in the palette. And with a very light hand, I'm just building this up in the outer corner as well, keeping it mainly further down towards the lash line, which is where we want the majority of the pigment, and then blending it upward ever so gently. Now I'm taking my P. Louise eyeshadow base and a MAC 212 brush, and I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease. And it is okay if your cut crease up here is not perfect. We're actually going to cover it with a little bit of glitter, so that's fine. Next, going back into that the darkest shade that we use, we're going to take that same MAC 217 brush. We're going to just buff it right here on the outer corner where the base meets the shadow, just so there's a bit of a seamless blend here. I like to just pat mine. Going back into the palette, this time I'm going to dip into this brush and this shade. And this time I'm using a flat brush. This is the Morphe M167. And then I am just buffing this on top of the eyeshadow base, just to kind of set the eyeshadow base so that it doesn't separate or crease up on us or we're out, because nobody wants that. And then once again, I'm going to take my MAC 217 and just buff out the outer corner. Next, using this angled brush from Morphe, I'm going to go right into this shade right here. This brush is a Morphe M165, and I am picking up majority on of the shadow on the brush this way rather than sideways. And then very gently, I'm brushing this very close to my lash line. This is going to serve as my liner today, since I don't want to darken it too much with eyeliner. So I like to pat it on first, and then very, very gently use sweeping motions to just blend it out. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut the crease. Today I'm using the MAC Cosmetics liquid eyeshadow. This is the shade Beam Time, and I'm actually using a much skinnier brush because the one that comes with it is not going to work for me. I'm using the brush from Midnight Cowboy. If you don't have this brush, any skinny eyeliner brush will do the trick. Now, very carefully, I like to start right in the center. We're going to line where the crease meets the other shadow. Now I'm using my Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara, and I'm going to just go ahead and pop some of this onto my lashes. Even with loads of mascara, my eyelashes are pretty much nubs. So now I'm going to just go ahead and add some lashes. Give me a second. And these are my Baddie Bee lashes in the style Instaho. These are my favorite lashes as of late. Alright, so now that this eye is basically done, we're going to go ahead, jump off camera, do this eye, and then I'll be back to complete the face with you guys. So obviously I'm not wasting your time, and when I get back we'll be zoomed out and you guys will be able to see my whole face. Alright, so I went ahead and zoomed you guys out. As you can see, my other eye is done, so we're going to just go ahead and move on to the skin. Today, I'm going to prime my skin, or prep my skin, with the Tatcha water cream. You know, gotta moisturize first. It's like super cold in New York right now, and the air is so dry, so most definitely, if you live here, you want to not ever skip this step. Like, even if you skip that primer, honey, don't skip this. Then, of course, we're going to prime. I'm going to use my Tatcha the Silk Canvas Primer to go ahead and do that. Today I'm feeling like being a little bit more glowy, so I'm going to be using my Giorgio Armani All Day Luminous Foundation. And I'm going to go ahead and pump this onto a damp beauty blender. And you guys know the drill. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and get my concealer on and do some highlighting. I don't know why the name, oh there it is. This is the Cover FX Power Play Concealer. It's actually one of my favorite concealers right now. lot of people ask me why I like to highlight around my lips, and the reason is because I don't like how small my top lip is, so I highlight around it, and then I overline it just to make the entire area look a lot bigger, and I love the way that that looks. Now, if you get a lot of creasing under your under eye, you may want to go ahead and bake your under eye. I don't, so I'm going to just keep on going. I'm going to go into my contour. This is the KKW Beauty Contour Stick. I use deep dark. I don't necessarily have to, but I like the way it looks on me. But I have used dark before, and I like that as well. So. And I'm just gonna go ahead and buff this out. Like, you see how dark that is? Once I add the powders and set it down, it's not gonna be this drastic, but I like to start with a darker contour. Just because I really feel like it helps to shape my face. My face is naturally very round because I can stand to lose like 1,000 pounds. But going in with a slightly darker contour shade helps me shape it a little bit. That's just a personal preference. You don't have to do this. I also could be doing this completely wrong, and that's fine. It's just what I like, and so you do what you like, and everybody's happy. So now that that's all done, obviously I'm going to do what any sane person would do the next step, and that is set my my makeup, bake, whatever you want to call it. I like to just go in with the beauty blender one more time and blend out any lines that may have come. Usually there's not very many, but just in case, you never know. And I'm using my Laura Mercier translucent powder to set. And then for where my cheekbones are, I like to switch and use the Morphe sponge. It's easier to just create a sharp line. If you don't have this, the old school triangle sponges work just as good. For real. And now that I'm done making myself look like a crazy person, we're going to move on and we're going to add some bronzer to just warm up this contour over here. I like to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer. I use the shade Cappuccino, and then I just go in with a powder brush from anywhere is fine. Mine is from Morphe. And I like to use a more narrow one just to keep it exactly where I want it. But if you don't have this brush, obviously that's fine too. Then of course, using the same shade, I'm gonna go in with a blending brush. This is a Morphe M441, and it looks like this. It's just a blending brush. You can go in with any blending brush that you have, and then just, I like to snatch my nose just a little bit, and I like to brush the bronzer up into my brow to just make it look a little bit more natural. It helps to marry all of the colors together rather than looking at like you have a straight line here and then there's eyeshadow and brow and contour and highlight and just a lot. Alright, now that that's done, I'm just gonna go ahead and brush all this off. So I'm going to go back to my eyes. You can actually do this before you brush off your powder. Every now and then I forget. It's not really a big deal as long as you're not going in with like too many crazy colors, which obviously we are not. So for starters, what I'm going to do with my eyes is I'm going to go into that shade here. So basically that's the darkest shade that we put on our eyes earlier. And I'm using a Morphe M506. And this is pretty easy, so I'm not gonna bother zooming back in. You know, I don't really think it's super duper necessary. And like I said, tap off the excess and then just very delicately brush this onto don't poke yourself in the eye like I just did. Oh my god. And I'm actually pulling it out to meet the outer corner and just buff out. Why is it whenever I film there's always like a heap of kids outside just making a shit ton of noise? I just don't understand. Anyway, just to make sure that that like line of demarcation right here is not super aggressive. Then using the same brush, I'm going back into this orange shade. This is the second shade that we had used earlier. And I'm picking up a little bit of that onto my brush. And I'm going to just buff that a little bit lower than the shadow that we just used. Next, I'm going to use my Artist Color pencils from Makeup Forever. This is the shade Versatile Chestnut, I believe. It's actually my favorite shade of these pencils. I like to wear this pencil on my lips. I've worn it on my eyes. Like, it's such a beautiful shade. It's so versatile, literally. Versatile Chestnut. I see why they did that. Okay, anyway, we're gonna go ahead and line it. Now, before we add mascara, I'm going to go ahead and give my face a good spritz with my Morphe setting mist because we don't want to be looking too powdery. So now we're just going to go ahead and add some blush. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Blush Trio. This is the Trio Cocktail Party. And I like to use the shade Vegas, especially when I've got browns, like the hues of brown and orange on my eyelids. I think it just complements the look really well. So this is the shade that I'm using. That's Vegas. And I like to brush my blush up toward my eye. I know that sounds weird, but it works, I promise. It kind of just ties everything together. So then of course I'm gonna add some highlighter because who doesn't? And I'm going to be using my Anastasia Beverly Hills X Amrezy highlighter. To add a little bit here on my forehead, like the leftovers. So now that that's all done, we're going to go ahead and add another layer of setting spray. So this time I'm using the Tatcha Dewy Mist. And I'm only adding it to the perimeter of my face. I'm using that same pencil, Versatile Chestnut again, the one I use on my eyes. And I'm gonna just line my lips, overline them. You guys know the jazz. We're not gonna spend too much time on that because, hi. Then I'm going to use from Kylie Cosmetics. This is the shade Expose. It's one of my favorite nudes. I feel like I want to add a little bit more to this. You girls got to be a little bit extra all the time, like, you know? So we're going to take that Midnight Cowboy liquid liner, the one that we use the brush for. This is by Urban Decay. And I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of that and just pop it in my inner corner. So I'm going to just do my hair really quick. So there's something about going out for dinner or like dates, either one, that I'm really a sucker for curls. I don't know what it is, why I always want my hair to have some type of like curl to it, but I do. So middle part, because hi, do you know me? And then you don't have to like go too small, like I'm not. And I'm just gonna take my hair in giant sections. And I like to do bigger sections just because it looks less, like it looks more effortless. But you can take smaller sections if you'd like smaller curls. Like sometimes I do that. I do smaller curls and then I run my fingers through them and just, you know, have a bigger head of curls. Then I also love it when it's like just super delicate. Also, what I like about this is like it doesn't have to be perfect. Like you can have some pieces that are super curly and then pieces that are like a little bit more straight, and by the time you run your fingers through it, like it just all just looks like a nice wavy head of curls. So now I'm gonna just run my fingers. I already did a few areas, but you know, a little more. Alright you guys, and that concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up down at the bottom, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you did not already at the beginning of this video, as I don't want you guys to miss a single thing. Don't forget to add me on Instagram. My handle is probably going to be right here, if not over here. It's going to be somewhere in that vicinity. Don't forget to check that out there as well, and of course don't forget to leave a comment in the comment box down below if you guys got something sweet to say. But like I always say, keep it cute or put it on, because ain't nobody got time for that. And I will see each and every one of you beautiful people in my next video. Bye.